7-2. I thank you. Yes, Minority Leader. You want to speak to the petition?
Yes.
Yes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
Yes, actually I've listened keenly to the petition and it raises very, very grave issues. First and foremost, let me thank the Kicc. Kicc is an established association of head teachers of secondary schools, and they've been very instrumental in management of our schools across the country. Mr. Speaker, the reason why I am saying the petition is raising very grave issues is that the government must have done some costing for it to have arrived at the figures you've just referred to, way back from 2018 or 2008. Mr. Speaker, it is true that even as we speak, even though now schools are closed, a number of schools are struggling to make ends meet. Whereas on one hand, head teachers are not allowed to charge extra fees. On the other hand, the government has consistently failed to remit the capitation money. So how then do you expect these heads to run their schools? That's the question that really needs to be answered. How does the government expect secondary schools to run without money if the heads cannot charge extra fees? And yet, the money that's supposed to come from the national treasury is not coming. So how then do you want our secondary schools to be run? This is an issue, Mr. Speaker, that calls for serious introspection, not only on the part of the government, but indeed on the part of the whole citizenry. Mr. Speaker, this House has got a duty to address this matter with finality. This House must address this matter with finality. Leave alone even the issue of the arrears. The arrears are, the figures you're talking about are monumental, in tens of billions of shillings. I can see the chairman of the Education Committee, my friend is looking at me, Corneli Serem. Is it? Meli. Meli, you know, is my neighbor up there in Kisumu. You know, unless you want us to continue burying our heads in the sand, we must either say that the government is unable to support secondary education by way of capitation, or allow the head teachers to charge extra fees with attendant ramifications. And therefore, in a nutshell, I want to say this petition is timely and it needs to be processed expeditiously. In fact, I would suggest that in addition to the Committee on Education held by my friend Meli, we also need perhaps to incorporate some more people so that we have this issue dealt with in a holistic manner. Thank you.
KJ.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you. And this is an important petition, Mr. Speaker, because it goes beyond the disbursements and the delays in disbursements. Mr. Speaker, we as a country will not be able to finance the support of students whose numbers we do not know, Mr. Speaker. And that's why the drive towards digital identification and the digital registration of students becomes extremely important, Mr. Speaker. Previously, the government has been disbursing monies to schools without even ascertaining the exact number of students in any given institution. It has been guesswork, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if the government would be able to identify an individual at birth, such a government is able to plan for the life of the individual, not only through schools, but even as they come into the working environment and as they go into becoming an economic contributor in this country. So, Mr. Speaker, as the Petitions Committee looks at this, as the Education Committee looks at this, they've also got to be able to come up with a system that establishes the exact number of learners in our institutions. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity.
Oyula Joseph.